Hello and welcome to this series of instructional videos on AECOsim Building Designer V8i. In this session we're going to be looking at drawings. So let's start and really get to grips with our drawings. We're going to open and start with this. This is a drawing that we created earlier when we created the mass model, and we're going to go a lot further with this. More production. Click on that and we're going to go to the fourth row down, last icon called Place Detail Callout. The Place Detail Callout dialog box opens and we're going to choose a drawing seed. Currently it's none, but we're going to choose Arch Enlarged Floor Plan. Straight away, our detailing symbol style grays out for us. Not a problem because we have it set up. Our height can be dictated from either a user-defined height, from the model, or from our view. And we're going to choose it from our view right here. Below that, we're going to select this Draw Rectangle, and we're going to make sure that our Create Drawing is checked. And with that, we're going to describe a rectangle round about to there. And with that, as soon as you do that, you get that red hashed box, and you get a label as you move your cursor. We're going to move this just down here, and as soon as you click once more, the Create Drawing dialog box opens up for you. Now this is really important here because the name that we're going to give this, and that name itself, is Enlarged Plan Typical Office. And the reason this is important because this name is now going to populate itself throughout our project whenever we use this. So keep in mind that. Okay, let's move down here. We're going to create the drawing model, that's for sure. And what we need to do now is come and check against this radio button here against File Name, come across the right hand side, the far right icon for the destination. The Create Drawing Model Destination file opens up for us. And we're going to call this one LR_core-02, because we're on the second floor, .dgn. And we're going to click Save. We're going to uncheck the Create Sheet Model and uncheck the Open Model. And we're going to click OK. And you can see the extent of our dynamic view are then displayed for us. And by clicking on any of those blue T's, we can actually alter the extent of how much we want to see in this detail. Now, let's place this dynamic view. We're going to hover our cursor over the bounding box. We're going to right click and we're going to say Place Drawing. The reference attachment dialog box opens and we're going to twirl down the standard views in the orientation here. And we're going to make sure we highlight top. After all, it is a 2D file. After that, we're going to come down to live nesting, make sure that's on, and the nesting depth, we're going to choose 4 is a good number here. Drawing title is going to be checked, and when you do check it, well, look what happens. Straight away, it's already been filled in for you. Enlarged Plan Typical Office, and we're going to click OK. Now, floating on our cursor is the placement point of this actual reference file, this drawing that we've created. So we're going to come up and we're going to place it up in the top here. And when we do that, you can see that not only do we have an enlarged detail of the structure that we have the major plan, the general arrangement for just on the right hand side, but also if we come down here to the bottom, you can see that we have enlarged plan, typical office, second floor, the sheet number and the scale it's set to. All of these has been filled in automatically for you. The efficiency now starts to really go exponential. And all of this information was actually harvested from our model properties that we filled in. So let's come back here and we're going to fit our view. And we're going to come now to place a section callout. To do that, we're coming back to our task-based interface and we come to our fourth row down, second icon in, Place Section Callout. The Place Section Callout dialog box opens for us. And under our drawing seed, we're going to click on this jump box and select Architectural Detailed Section. And our height, instead of being from a view, is going to be from the model. In other words, we're now going to take this section all the way through 4 floors and the foundation of our building information model. And with that, we're going to come down to the bottom here in this newly set section. And we're going to click once. And you can see our section dialog opening up for us. We're going to click again here and we're going to look this way. And with that, we're going to click once more and our Create Drawing dialog box opens up for us. The name of this drawing is going to be Wall Section at Curtain Wall. And that's the name as we want to see it in our drawing title, remember. Okay, so let's come down. We've got our Create Drawing checked. We've got our file name checked. and we want to click on the icon here to collect the destination. The Create Drawing Model destination opens up for us, and we're going to call this particular file lrws04.dgn, and then we're going to click Save. Our annotation scale, as you can see, is going to be 3/4 of an inch to 1 foot. Our Create Sheet is going to be unchecked. Our Open Model, though, is going to be checked, and we're going to click OK. We now switch into our drawing model. So let's have a look at setting the reference presentation of our drawing file. And to do that, we come back to our task-based interface, 3 rows down, 3rd icon in, Set Reference Presentation. And all we need to do now is double click. Once we do that, our reference presentation opens, and we come down to the bottom section called Clip Volume Settings. And in our forward drawing, we're going to click on this jump box and choose Project Forward Drawing. And in the bottom one, Cut, we're going to click on that jump box and choose Project Cut Drawing. With that, we're going to click OK. As you can see, we've re-symbolized our graphics quite considerably, and this is going to aid us when we come to place any of the notes or dimensions that we are now going to start placing. Because the first thing we need to do, 4th row, last icon in, Dimension Ordinates, and click on that. Our Ordinate Dimensioning dialog box opens. Our style is going to be Project Architectural, feet and inches with 1/16th accuracy. First thing we're going to do, we're going to zoom down here to the top of our slab here. We're going to click once with our mouse. After that, we're going to go up in this direction. We click again, and then we bring it out, because what we're doing now is we're giving the elevational heights for this section that we see here. We're going to bring this out here, and we're going to click once, and you'll see we're at 0 feet. After that, we're just going to pan up a little bit here until we come to the 1st floor. And what we're going to do here is click again, and straight away, a leader comes out with a dimension. We're at 16 feet 6 inches. Let's pan up here just a bit more till we get to the next floor, and we'll click. But there may be some hatching, maybe some extra line work that we may want to have included in our sheet files when they're plotted out. And this is a great way of actually looking at this and adding in that extra detail that can be populated throughout your building design model. I'm going to come up here to my Attributes toolbar. And the first thing I'm going to do is click on the levels and choose which active level, because I'm going to scroll up here till I come to one called A-wall-pat. I'm going to click and select that. And now I'm going to come across to my active line style and click on this. And if I scroll down here, you can see the vast array of industry standard line styles pertaining to their industry and how those are represented. We need to come up and we're going to choose Section BAT Insulation 3 5/8. Once we've done that, place that line work, the symbology of that line work. All we need to do is come into our task-based interface and click on Place Smart Line, come back into our model using our snaps, AccuDraw and AccuSnap helping us out, and we just literally draw a line. And the patterning comes with us. Click once, right click to reset. Not only that, we can come back into our active line style, click on that, and you can see we're generating a history. The next one we want is Section Brick 4 inches. And with that, we're going to come into this one here, and we're actually going to draw right up to the underside of here. So there we have 2 standard methodologies of implementing industry standard line work to finish off our actual section. How do we come around placing these on our sheets? Very efficiently, very simply. We're going to come to Project Explorer on the left-hand side of our task-based interface. And inside Project Explorer, we're going to twirl down sheets. And inside our sheets, we're going to twirl down sheets again. Building Designer goes away, harvests all the data connected to our project. We're going to double click on our sheet called A602. When we do that, it exchanges out our drawing model for the actual sheet model itself, where we have actually begun laying up a series of wall sections. And this last wall section we've just created in our drawing model is the last one to be completed on there. So the best way to attach this is coming to our Project Explorer, highlighting and twirling down drawings, all drawings, and coming right to the bottom to our section, wall section at curtain wall, and simply dragging and dropping that into our sheet model. You can see we have our attached source files. Building Design is intelligent enough to know how you want to attach it. So if you want to choose differently, you have all the other methods. We're going to choose interactive here and click OK. Our reference attachment settings open up for us, and we have the name of our attachment. We're going to click top, and now we come to place our section. And when we do that, it's quite patently obvious that our section's a little tall for this particular drawing sheet. That's soon fixed because we're going to hover our cursor over one of the objects, right click, and we're going to move this reference up. Now we're really going to start flexing the efficiency gains inside of Building Designer. Now I'm going to start bringing in the power of Building Designer and the utility of references, because we're going to come to our primary taskbar and open up our references, and our reference dialog box opens, and you can see here that we have, if I click on it, it highlights for us, this is our section file, but I need to copy it because we need to put a break line in here and have a new detail of the plinth in the top and the parapet. So I'm going to come to this icon here called copy reference, and I'm going to come to a known point. I'm going to choose this one here. I'm going to click once, twice, and then right click to reset. And I have actually copied this. You can see why, because I have this one here, wall section CW1. So I'm going to come to the wall section here. I'm going to highlight my first curtain wall section, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it fit to that without disturbing the scale or any of the detail. I'm going to do that by clipping it. Third icon in my reference toolbar is clip reference. I've highlighted my reference. I'm going to select the clip reference, and then I'm going to select this box around it. And straight away, I've clipped my reference. Sort of. Not quite. Because what I need to do now is actually move my other reference down, and there is method to this madness. I'm going to draw it down here, lock it in, so it's locked in there. And what I'm going to do over here is zoom in here to this point, and then right click. And I'm going to come back out and use again my reference clipping, select the icon, and select the bounding box around it. And there I have those two sections aligned and placed to scale, so very efficiently. I can even come in here to the drawing, notation, and label, and move these up here, and just so very easily just move them up to their position, applied to my sheets, and I'm ready to plot at the right scale. Now let's come to our bottom of our sheet here and our wall section. Hover your mouse over it, and a dialog box will pop up for you. You have three options here: open design model, open drawing model, and of course show the callouts. We need to go back to our drawing. So we click on that center icon there. Building Designer brings us straight back to our wall section. And now let's zoom in for a moment. Let's click on window area. Let's come in here a bit and right click to reset. Come back to our task-based interface. We're going to come to the first row, second in, place a note. Our place note dialog box opens up. The first thing we need to do is click on a style. The style we want is project notes. After that, what we're going to enter in here is aluminium and glass storefront system. And we're going to click the actual element. We're going to just draw out our label. Simple as that. We're going to place another one too, because we're going to be placing a precast concrete canopy. And we're going to click at the base of that canopy there. You see AccuDraw and AccuSnap helping us out to place those very accurately. And we're going to click there too. Right click to reset, and there we have. So we have dimensioning, we have notation, we have notes, we have industry standard line work applied to this, and we've now applied it to a sheet. Because what we can do now is if we draw back on this and look for the marker, we're going to come in here and we're just going to look at this, and we're going to come back to our sheet. And if the efficiency gains weren't enough to start with, we have everything that we'll ever need to communicate our design from our building information model when it comes. So be it assembling the sheet, placing the dimensions, placing the notes, placing any notation you want, Building Designer comes through for you every single time because it reduces the mundane aspects of your work to allow you to concentrate on the design work, even so far as to be able to go into the open design model to see the actual scale of what is happening with your section, and then to be able to zoom in to those particular notes that we've made and change those notes by activating the reference file that they are in situ, double clicking on this and amending this, and then applying the changes. And after that, the connectivity, the collaboration aspects it brings to your project are magnified. So the fluidity of design, the continuity of design, and communication of design intent is all brought to every member of the design team. And that is a joy of creating drawings in AECOsim Building Designer V8i. Thank you very much.